Hey guys, Shawn here from Hipsters of the Coast, Ensnaring, Cambridge. This week I decided I was kind of lazy, and instead of doing an article, I wanted to do a video. And initially, I had done a Odyssey flashback draft, but I'm not sure how many of you have ever drafted Odyssey block, but it kind of sucks. And I was mostly just stumbling through it really bad, so I figured I would try this instead, especially because this weekend is GP Philly and it's sealed. So first thing you do when you get your sealed pool, you do piles by rarity. We have a Kiora, which is pretty sweet, an Arbiter of the Ideals, which is sweet, Prognostic Sphinx, sweet, Courser of Prufix, also awesome. So we have to look at the rest of the pool, but it looks like a blue-green deck is just built for us. So let's go back to color. And I mean, it looks like we have more blue and green cards than any other color, but just, for the sake of being thorough, let's
Theros. Thero and Theros.
All right, so we'll take out the stuff we don't really want to play. We'll just go through the colors. Cav Pegasus. This guy is not great, but it's fine. Ordeal is good. Elder's fine. Not sure about this guy. All right, so there's a couple white cards. I'll go through blue. I like playing an annul in the main deck. I think there are enough targets in this format that it's pretty reasonable to play it. Or Attraction Helix is good. Swan Song I'm not sold on. Vortex Elemental is reasonable. Fate Foretold is probably only good in a dedicated heroic deck, but we'll put it down. Omen Speaker is good. Hypnosis is fine. Crypsis is an interesting trick. Probably something I would only play one of if I was going to play any of them. Vaporkin is a card I like, but I feel like Vaporkin is just one of those cards that people just shove into lots of decks. And if you're like the blue-black control deck, I really don't think you want Vaporkin. It's just doesn't really do what you want it to do. Mind Reaver is basically just junk. It's fine if you are heavy blue and just need a 2-drop, but I really just don't think the ability is ever relevant in sealed. So we'll put it aside. This is fine. Sudden Storm is fine. Prognostic Sphinx is good. I think this guy is just too expensive. I haven't drafted Born of the Gods very much, so I guess I'm not entirely sure about card evaluation on some of these things. But I presume I don't want to start this, but I definitely want Sea God's Revenge. It's a slower deck. Thassa's Bounty is something I like doing because I like drawing cards. Arbiter is good. And I guess if the deck needs a 7-drop, a big finisher, that we could play one of these Krakens. Viper's Kiss is something that I don't mind having in a deck, but it's just not something that I'm really looking to start. This guy, Conditional Bear, also not great, but I do like Baleful Eidolon. I don't really like this. Servant and Timuret I like a lot. This is just a 4-drop. Blade of the Underworld is fine. This guy's okay, and I don't really. Our black is pretty weak. I think I'm just going to go ahead and send it up here, and we don't really have any good removal, so it just doesn't seem like it's a thing. Let's move on to red. Current Crusader, not a card I like that much, unless you're have an insane red-white heroic deck or something. Dragon Mantle's fine. The Torch Fiend is fine. Death Accelerator is a card I really only like playing in a red-black deck, but it's not the worst here. Scoring Sands I don't want to start. Paul the Hammer is good. Searing Blood is good. Butcher is good. Cleaver is reasonable. Peak Corruption is a sideboard card. This guy is fine. Important, I think, is also fine. Cyclops is okay. Giant is reasonable, but Stone Shock Giant's better. The red's actually not that bad. I mean, we have Fall of the Hammer and Searing Blood for removal for burn. And then we have a couple. I guess the problem is that you have a couple aggressive guys like Deathbellow Raider, Kragma Butcher, and then you have guys that are a little bit on the higher end of the curve. All right, let's look at green. Aspect of Hydra is another card that I feel like is fine for a dedicated heroic deck, but not something I really can always pull it back up. I feel kind of the same thing about Warrior's Lesson, but I think Warrior's Lesson is the better of the two. Wayfinder's probably only okay if you're in some sort of crazy green black deck where your graveyard actually makes a difference, but I doubt that's the case. Nihilist Presence is fine if I want to splash a third color. Savage Surge is a reasonable trick. Defend the Hearth is not what I want to do. And I'm not sure how many Nihilist Presence you really want, but we'll put it down here. Resolve is another combat trick. So I mean, we have no shortage of combat tricks just down here. Swordwise Centaur, card I like in if you're playing more forest than other colors. If we are going to play green blue, I mean, even if you're not green blue, Agent of Horizons is a fine filler card. But in the situation where we know we actively want to be green blue, I think it's something that's definitely going to make the cut. I'm going to play this, but Feral is fine. Courser's fine. This guy is not the worst. I could see playing him. I don't normally like this 3/7 guy that much. This is just the 4/4. You gain 4 life. I assume that's what happens most of the time. Raised by Wolves, I think, is pretty insane. And Vulpine Goliath, I think, is a good finisher. Cura, we definitely want to play. Fnatic, we would play if we were green-red, but like I said, we have plenty of bombs in blue with the Prognostic Sphinx and the Arbiter that I think that we want to be green-blue. Springleaf Drum is fine if you have like early creatures, or your ramp is really important. Or you have inspired cards, which is not something I want to do. Burnished Heart's okay. Opaline is fine if we have a higher curve or if we want to splash that third color. Pillar, I don't think we want. Coral Horses, I actually think is a card we could want though. So, like I said, it seems the white doesn't seem very good at all. So, basically, it looks like we want to build a green-blue deck, or possibly a red-blue or a green-red deck. But I'm just not in love with red most of the time anyway. So we can always check and see how it looks in a minute. All right, well, this is way too many cards, so let's go ahead and go back over to mana cost, and we'll just start cutting some stuff. Pull down the spells. It doesn't look like we have too many flyers outside of our kind of finishers, so maybe Vaporkin might be okay. But let's go back to color real quick. It looks like we have more blue cards than green cards. So if we do play this Swordwise Centaur, it looks like it's going to be more like a 3-drop or a 4-drop, if we're not playing that many forests. I'm not sure if I really want to do that. Let's go back by converted mana cost. All right, so let's cut this Thassa's Bounty for now. It's expensive. Like I said, let's draw cards, but for 6, I really feel like this should be an instant. Sea God's Revenge is something that I think we definitely want to play. I think it's better in tempo decks than it is like kind of more like mid-rangey decks, but it's still awesome. It still does a lot. I think I like all these 5 drops, especially Prognostic Sphinx. That card's just insane. And Raised by Wolves is definitely really, I think, one of the better enchant creatures. So this guy really, it really just depends on how many combat tricks we want. And the thing is, I don't think we have anything else that really benefits from heroic, which makes me not really want to play him that much unless it's just a curve filler, or yeah, basically that's the situation. But I think I do uh, want the Sudden Storm, a Crow and Horus. I definitely want Kiora, Chorus. So I'm not sure about this guy, but we'll keep him in for now, and then we'll take another look through. Courser, I think, is obviously great. Agent is where we want to be if we're green blue. Feral Invocation is a card we might not want. Uh, Opaline Unicorn is interesting because it doesn't look like we really want to splash another color. If the only other color that we are considering is red, uh, it's basically Fall of the Hammer is the only card I would really uh, be looking to splash. So I mean, I guess even just considering that, we can maybe cut the Opaline for now, and we cut the Nihilist Presences because it doesn't. We don't have any devotion to green. Uh, things that require devotion to green, and it doesn't ramp us. It doesn't really look like we're gonna need fixing in this 2 color deck. Uh, let's take out some other stuff. I want to take out Crypsis. I think that's really what I want to do. I want to take both the Fate Foretold's out, and the deck is looking a little bit more reasonable now. Still have a pretty decent amount of tricks, maybe more than we want in this kind of deck. Um, let's see. I'd ideally like to cut 2 cards, so we can just play the 17 lands. This seems like you know uh, a reasonably costed deck. The curve is about where it's supposed to be. So, um, what to cut? I mean, this Swordwise Centaur is a little bit awkward because it looks like, especially after cutting a bunch of the cards. Actually, it looks like we're in the same boat here of green and blue cards, so it might be okay. Like I said, I don't love this guy, but even after you know cutting a bunch of stuff, we still have a lot of tricks. I think Warrior's Lesson is a card that we might not want in this kind of deck. Vortex Elemental is not really a card that has been super impressive to me. So I mean that's something that we could potentially cut as well. Um, all right, if we were to do that, just put this up here. By mana cost again. We'll pull down the spells and we'll leave up the creatures. And this is what the deck that I was thinking of would look like. It's there's something that feels a little bit awkward about it. We're kind of running out of time, so I'm not sure if we can really put something else together in the time we have. Um, I mean, things I'd be looking to do. I mean, is there anything to splash? I mean, Weight of the Underworld's not really a card I want to splash. Um, Fanatic of Xenagos is fine, but also it's not. You know, it's a efficiently costed creature, but not something that I necessarily want to splash for. If we wanted to play this Fall of the Hammer, uh, I just don't think we really do want to play this Fall of the Hammer. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, it's 17 lands. Um, yeah, let's try this. It definitely seems a little bit clunky, but I think that you know we will get some games in just off the back of Courser, Kiora, Prognostic Sphinx, Arbiter, Sea God's Revenge. A lot of good tricks. So, all right, let's add land. What do you suggest? 8 and 9. If we look at the piles, it looks like we do have more green mana symbols, and we do want to play Sword West Centaur earlier, ideally, if that's an option. So I think 9/8 seems okay, just because it's so close. Try that, and we'll submit. And I'm going to pause it until our game begins, and I'll see you guys for round one.